Humanity is a funny monkey. Like the pack of evolved orangutans that we are, we gather for comfort, protection, and community. We cherish others similar to ourselves and take far too much joy in flinging shit at groups not like our own. Then came the internet. For those of us who have been ostracized or have struggled to find communities, it was a refuge and a way to seek one another out for our own taste of Shangri-La. Like Star Wars? Like steampunk? Like steampunk Star Wars? Come join us! We have cookies! To quote Professor Elemental, odd individuals look awesome together. Behold the fandom! As these microcosms grow into macrocosms, so too did the ability to throw shade at others. Technology and our primate instinct to throw shit has evolved together. Reputably Rubbish presents Fandom Intervention. Over the past 15 years, fandoms have been developing a bit of a bad reputation due to the actions of a small percentage of these groups. It may be said that these vocal crowds have improved some projects, but I would argue that the pressure to appease through fan service has damaged many other projects, as well as entire franchises. Worse yet, they will turn something of a safe space and make it unwelcoming and toxic. If you have ever used the phrases, "but it's an all-girl cast," "ruined my childhood," then you may need to assess your situation. If it's been pointed out to you or you've realized yourself that you are in a toxic fandom, then it's time for a quick chat. Hey buddy, how you doing? I just wanted to check in. Your loved ones are a bit worried. They fear your detachment from reality and increasing reliance on this new group has been a bit excessive. It may be time to step back and think a few things over. What is your why? What has this loyalty to your fandom brought to your life? I understand that Pikachu is adorable, and karaoke with Jigglypuff carries with it an unusual soothing quality. But why are you letting this little fucker weaponize you against Digimon? Has this possessed marshmallow siren song seduced you, or have you always been a hate-filled douche water slide, specifically the wading pool at the bottom? Would this cute creature devour your soul if you considered other fandoms? Why have you allowed this capitalist creations marketing team to convince you that your finite time and money will earn you the love and devotion of these fictional characters? What do you stand to gain by investing these assets on actual people and loved ones? Your mother misses you. Build a support system. You may feel like the first to admit that a fandom is bringing out a few less than attractive traits of your multiple personalities, but don't worry. You're not alone. It may be that others found that Team Charlie won't catch on, or the House of Muggle only attracts underachievers who are too lazy to side with Voldemort. It's important to find others to support you in your recovery. It will be common to connect with others themselves in recovery and will agree with you that Sven should not have been made the moderator of the Captain America Superman erotic fanfiction group. It's okay, we agree. Bucky was a side piece and Lois was a beard. Go ahead, Google it. Work through your childhood issues. It's important to understand what void is being filled by the franchise. Was Star Wars your hopeful way to find redemption in a father figure that was somehow worse than yours? Was your obsession with 50 Shades of Grey because your parents stopped spanking you after they found your S&M porn in your browsing history? In either case, there's a lot to unpack. Start developing your intuition. This may sound like a psychology version of victim shaming. Well, that's because it is. But we all have work that we need to do for ourselves, which means we are all victims of someone or something. Unless you honestly feel that you're not, which means You have no intuition, and you're probably a sociopathic monster. What relationship skills do you have to improve? Now that you've been shamed as the victim, unless you're a former film producer for Miramax, it's time to say, fuck you assholes. I'm going to enjoy what I like by my own rules. Fandom peer pressures be damned, because I like me. I will learn to tolerate conflict. I understand that not everybody finds Elmo's voice soothing or appreciates the comforts of a lovely cardigan. I don't have to judge their complete lack of appreciation for life's simple pleasures. After all, it is a universal human right to be wrong and stupid. I'm going to set boundaries for myself. This will not only help me to protect my fists from being punched by other people's faces, but will also protect me from their stupidity. I will no longer argue with idiots, as they only drag me down to their level and then they beat me with experience. Most importantly, I'm going to trust myself. I am putting in the work and realizing how much ass I kick. My value is not determined by the time and money thrown at a fandom, but by the value of the company that I keep and the world around me. If anyone tries to convince me otherwise, I will take joy in the mighty powers of these two simple words, bitch, please. Say it with me, bitch, please.
Whoa, calm down, sport. You had an epic journey.
Whoa, Canadian Prime Minister and international sex symbol Justin Trudeau? What are you doing here?
I wanted to stop by and say, hey buddy, how you doing? Your loved ones are a bit worried about your detachment from reality, and your increasing reliance on YouTube for self-validation is becoming excessive.
That's nice of you, but...
Yeah, it is nice. We Canadians did invent nice, don't you know? Minnesota just weaponized it.
Wow, that's not as nice.
That's because most Americans don't know the difference between nice, passive aggression, and sarcasm.
So which one is this?
Oh, it sounds like you're gonna need a little bit of perception work with your intervention.
I do not need an intervention.
Well, while we're at it, we can just add self-awareness to the list. But in any case, I'm here to help. Toxic fandoms are absolutely a problem, but I want you to consider that the toxic side only appears more prevalent because that's what we as humans tend to focus on with social media. Think about it this way. Alright, are you with me now? Let's focus up, friends. All fandoms are groups of people who have organized. Once they've organized, they can do good or bad. You know, we all got free will and whatnot. The toxic element is just a small minority of those fandoms, and the good element can and has done a great amount of good well beyond their fandom. They've gone all the way into their local communities, or even global communities, and sometimes take action for larger causes. Take Sucker Punch Production game director and creative director Nate Fox and Jason Connell. They were leads on the game Ghost of Tsushima, whose plot centered around the Genko period of history of Tsushima. A real place with not just real history, but history most residents of Japan don't know. When the game released in 2020, it sold over 5 million copies worldwide, and brought to the public the rich and captivating history of the island of Tsushima. But that's not the true success. You want to know what is? And no, it's not the friendships we made along the way. That's not the real treasure. This is not the Goonies. The fandom began to care deeply about the area, and so when the Watatsumi Shrine, say it with me now, Watatsumi, when that shrine was damaged by storms, a crowdfunding campaign started up, and the fandom contributed upwards of 5 times the original amount, totaling $260,000 to restore that shrine and any other areas that were permanently damaged. Because of the advocacy and support for the real island of Tsushima that this game produced, Fox and Connell were both made permanent tourism ambassadors of the island. They were just doing their jobs, but ended up creating something larger than themselves that inspired thousands to do good when help was needed. Fandoms are not inherently bad or destined to be toxic. Sometimes they just need to be led or given a cause to rally behind.
Wow, I honestly had no idea that happened.
Well, most don't, because it's far too easy to only see the bad. Gotta look around, really search for it, uncover some rocks. When you seek a fandom, look for one that's focused on the good and that brings joy to your life. Lead them to do good. In any case, I digress. Remember this, give yourself and others, including other fandoms, compassion, patience, and grace. And whatever it was that Dr. Periodic Table of Elements said, odd individuals look awesome together.
That was nice.
Oh yeah, buddy. It was also sincere. That's the key difference with nice and kindness, if I do say so myself. Nice is a bit more performative, and you might not mean what you're saying behind the scenes, but kindness is really where the rubber meets the road. You know, I've heard that Minnesotans are nice but not kind, and New Yorkers are kind but not nice. So if you get a flat in Minnesota, you'll have a bunch of people driving by and going, oh geez, look at that guy, that's a rough day, but not actually stop to help. And in New York, you're gonna have people calling you a freaking idiot, but they're gonna be doing so while they're changing your tire at no cost to you, because sometimes life happens and you just gotta find a way through it. You know what I mean? Okay, heartthrob out.